everybody wants to be internet famous. I was definitely looking for that.
You were just one click away from your life being destroyed.
The United States labeled me as a terrorist for a tweet.
My ex-boyfriend posted nude pictures of me online, and it nearly cost me my life.
This woman threatened my child on Facebook, and I absolutely lost my mind.
You don't even know me. How can you want me to die so much?
I didn't post anything, and still, the internet spun my life out of control.
My name is Nicole, and I was blacklisted from the entertainment industry because of one tweet. People were claiming that they were gonna find me. They were gonna kill me. I was afraid for my life. I never thought in a million years that I would need a bodyguard. I grew up in Florida, and when I was in high school, I had really found my passion for filmmaking, so I decided that I needed to get out to LA because LA is like the best place to do anything in the entertainment industry. When I first got to LA, I actually got involved in background acting. Background acting entails all the people in the background that don't talk, but help bring that scene to life. When they asked me to be on Glee, I was ecstatic. Glee was huge. I was an avid fan. I was home every night in time to watch it. I would tweet about it, or if I was upset with an episode, I would tweet about what I wished would happen. My Twitter following was between 800 to 1,000. It wasn't a big Glee account. It was just little old me. I was only on the set of Glee once. They had me walk up and down a school hallway. Even though I was only on set for 10 to 12 hours, I was continuously asked for spoilers. And most of the time, I would be guessing, I'd be predicting, because the plot of Glee wasn't exactly a mystery. Anybody that was a fan of the show could kind of guess or assume what would happen. One day, I was invited to a dinner party with some friends who were also extras on various shows. Glee was set in high school, and during that season, a lot of the speculation was leading up to who was going to be prom king and prom queen. I was interested because I was a fan of the show. I was like, hell yeah, what happened? So that's when I heard some rumors about their prom episode. After I left the party, I decided to tweet out to my followers what I had heard. I couldn't confirm the spoiler was true, so I was just speculating to get their thoughts and feelings on it. I tweeted K is PQ and KA is PK. It was supposed to be like a funny little code, and anybody who would watch the show would understand. It meant I thought that the character Kurt is going to win prom queen, and the character of Karofsky was going to win prom king. After I sent the tweet, I just went to bed. That next morning is where everything pretty much completely changed. I woke up and I looked at my phone, and immediately I knew something was wrong. I had all sorts of notifications. I had like 2,000 emails, all about Twitter. So I log on. I had gone from like 800 followers to like 3,000 or 4,000. My mind was blown, and then I thought about it, I was like, this has to be because of that tweet. I went on to find out that one of Glee's producers had somehow, within 12 hours, heard about my tweet and then tweeted me back, "Who are you to spoil something talented people have spent months working on?" And then he sent another tweet, "I hope you're qualified to work in something other than entertainment." My heart sunk into my stomach. I kind of felt like projectile vomiting everywhere. I was only speculating to the other avid fans that followed me. But when the Glee producer wrote back, the words he used confirmed it to his hundreds of thousands of followers.
She actually called me on the phone and she was in tears. She tried to tell me over the phone, and even at the end of that initial phone conversation, I really didn't appreciate the magnitude of what had happened.
After 24 hours, it was handled by the tabloids in LA. 48 hours, it was national news. 72 hours, it was worldwide. I mean, I couldn't even read the articles because quite a few of the articles were in other languages that I couldn't speak or understand. The main stories that were going out was that I was a regular extra and that I had been fired. That's just not the truth. I wasn't fired. I did not sign anything. I didn't break any rules. I had only been on Glee once. This incident happened maybe 6 or 7 months later. I talked to a couple of different news organizations telling my side of the story.
So were you on that episode?
I was not on an episode since October 7th of last year. It went to a nationwide scale, and 90% of it was hate. So I was definitely scared for my life. I started to get major backlash from Gleeks.
Glee was really popular. So the people that were fans, you know, the word fan comes from fanatic, and there was some fanatical people.
I was receiving threats via Twitter and stuff like that saying, I don't deserve to work in Hollywood. I hoped I never made it in the entertainment industry, and they wish I would just, you know, drown myself. You don't deserve to be on this earth. You don't deserve to breathe. You're just a terrible person. You know, you should just end it. You don't even know me. How can you hate me or want me to die so much? I thought the only way out was to give an apology. Send a tweet to the Glee producer, and the Glee producer never responded. Instead of helping, it actually only made things worse. A lot of the people were claiming that they lived in LA, they were gonna track me down. The harassment was so vicious and unrelenting that I was actually afraid for my life. My dad, who was 3,000 miles away, only saw one way to keep me safe.
I ended up having to hire bodyguards just for own protection.
He followed me around for the next, I want to say, 3 to 4 weeks. We would go running a lot. He would go with me to restaurants and bars, things like that.
I decided a bodyguard was necessary for Nicole because the physical threats of violence started becoming a recurring thing. There were a couple of threats of let's kill her, let's murder her. I couldn't responsibly sit back and write them all off to just fanatical kids making emotional comments on the internet. What if one of them was serious?
People were claiming that they were gonna find me. They were gonna kill me. I never thought in a million years that I would need a bodyguard. I did feel safer that he was there.
Social media can be really scary. And the thing is that if a bunch of people are threatening you, how do you know that they don't mean it?
I thought it couldn't get any worse, and then it did. I worked for an independent casting company. They dropped me because they just didn't want to have anything to do with me. They didn't want me to associate with their clients. My career was over before it had even taken off.
She was emotionally distraught like I've never seen her. I wasn't aware that the power of social media could explode like this and go to all four corners of the globe in 72 hours. And I knew she was hurting, so I mean, I hurt along with her.
My friends in LA, they were being told by casting agencies not to contact me. They would make them defriend me and never talk to me again. They took everyone away from me. I went into a depression. I was just drinking a lot. I was on antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication. You know, I let them get into my head, and I believed what they had said about me. You mean nothing to anybody. You'd be better off if you were just off this world. You're worthless. I kind of wanted to end it all. But I was lucky enough that my family was always there for me. They had my back, and they would never let me do that. I decided to move home to Florida. I needed to get away from the insanity of Los Angeles and get out of this depression that I was in. The whole theme of the show, Glee, was anti-bullying. You know, it was a group of misfits that formed a club that found love and acceptance. And for the fans and for the producers of Glee to come out and pretty much bully me all over the internet is probably one of the worst experiences I've ever had. If I could go back in time, I would not have sent that tweet. I never meant to ruin the show for anyone. It was one of my favorite shows. I was just having a little innocent fun with some speculation. I don't think anybody should ever have to feel bullied or victimized. If the internet didn't exist, I'd still be chasing my dreams.
The whole town was after me. I was driving down Highway 84. This lady was behind me. She started speeding. She was coming closer and closer to my vehicle, trying to run me off the road. All because of a Facebook post. My name is Sierra, and I almost died because of a Facebook post. I grew up in Laura, Mississippi. I was very popular in school. I got along with everybody. I love social media because it was easier than watching the news, trying to wait on the news to come on, when I could just scroll down my phone and see what happened. I had like 7,000 Facebook friends. I was a Facebook junkie. My mom actually made me turn off my data one month because she was actually tired of paying for it. She was like, how in the world do you use all those gigabytes in just a week?
Sierra can't use Facebook as a diary. I tell her all the time, like, be careful what you post on there because you could post the wrong thing and a person can take it the wrong way.
And then on May 9th, 2015, everything changed forever. I was scrolling down Facebook as usual, and I ran across a post that 2 police officers were shot in Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Mississippi police arrested 3 suspects Sunday morning, 2 of whom are charged with capital murder in the shooting deaths of 2 police officers killed Saturday.
I was sorry that they had lost their lives, and I seen that they had caught the criminals. So I posted on Facebook, 2 police officers were shot in Hattiesburg tonight, crying emoji. Got him. After I updated it, I turned my phone off and went to sleep. I woke up the next morning. I couldn't believe what I was reading. I had 3,000 inboxes, 200 more followers. I had people threatening me to kill me and my family. I was in shock. So I went back on there and I read the post I put, and come to find out I had hit the wrong emoji. I thought I hit the crying emoji, but I actually hit the laughing emoji. Like I was celebrating the officer's deaths, but I actually wasn't. I actually meant that I was sorry that they had lost their lives. And the got 'em part, I wasn't talking about the officers. I was talking about the suspects. I couldn't really respond back to everybody. Let them know it was a mistake. I hit the wrong emoji. I'm like, Sierra, look what you done got yourself into.
Sierra's story shows exactly how the missing context of emojis can be so dangerous. Emojis, because they lack any form of words attached to them, have even less context associated with them than a tweet, which has 140 characters, but does have some words.
So I went to my mom, and she was like, what's going on? And I showed her all the posts. I had people telling me I was a waste of human life. I got an AK-47, I'm ready to use it. You are an embarrassment to your race and your country. And I was telling her, Mom, I'm scared. I don't know what to do from here.
I go on there and I see the post. I zoomed in on the emojis. I was like, oh my God, they're side by side on her phone. I guess she was just typing too fast. She said, I'm gonna go back and fix it. I said, leave it alone. Just leave it alone because the damage is done.
I felt very bad. I wanted to show my condolences to the officers' families. So I contacted them, and I actually cried on the phone. I was pouring my heart out to them, telling them how sorry I was. I told them I didn't mean what I said in that Facebook post. Everybody took it the wrong way. And they was like, it's okay, we gonna pray for you. So they actually understand what happened. 24 hours after the Facebook post, someone leaked all my information. my birthday, my social security number, the kind of car I was driving, my tag number, where I worked at. And that's how a lot of people located me and knew who I was. I had to go to work at Subway that following evening. I was working alone, and as I opened up the bar, a guy actually came in and stood at the road staring at me. So I was like, "Sir, can I help you with something?" I was terrified. A guy came in staring at me. And he was like, "Are you Sierra?" I was like, "Yes, who's asking?" And he was like, "I should kill you right now." He just walked off. I was terrified. So he ran out back and made a phone call to my manager and quit my job right then because I didn't feel safe. I didn't think it could get any worse, but I was wrong.
A Mississippi Subway sandwich shop worker is now out of a job after celebrating the murder of the 2 police officers in Mississippi on social media.
It was everywhere. No one ever asked me for my side of the story. They said that I lost my job, but I didn't get fired. I actually quit my job.
They portrayed Sierra as though she hated police. We have family and law enforcement. She's not a cop hater.
They never said, what does you really mean? What really happened? They never asked me that.
It was a misunderstanding, and they just basically like hung her with that.
After that, I didn't want to show my face because everywhere I went, people were staring at me, giving me the middle finger. I actually had to stop going to school. I was losing everything, and I felt like it wasn't nobody there for me. The whole town was after me. I was driving down Highway 84. This lady was behind me. She started speeding. She actually ended up getting on the side of me. She was coming closer and closer to my vehicle, trying to run me off the road. And she kept on yelling stuff, giving me the middle finger. And she bumped into my vehicle, so I landed in a ditch. I was very frightened she was trying to kill me. I actually did go to my police station, and the officer told me they couldn't do nothing about it. A few weeks later, a man threatened me, and he was telling me he was gonna hang me. And my little brother told him, "If you touch my sister, I'll kill you before you kill her." The police actually came to our house while we was asleep, knocked on the door, and arrested my little brother for making a threat. That was the hard part. I was raised to protect my sisters and my brothers because that's all we had growing up was each other. I was very scared for my family's safety because people already had our address.
Me and Sierra wasn't in the same town together when it happened. I told her it's gonna be okay because you ain't got to go through that by yourself. Get your stuff and come up here with me.
So I got my things together and I left Mississippi. My mom actually had to relocate.
They have our address. They know where your sister works. They know where your brother works. It was like our whole family was in danger.
It was a mistake I had made that they had to pay for.
Before this post happened, she was that type of girl who would get up and go. Now it's just like, I want to lay on the couch. I don't want to get up. I don't want to move. She just balled the good part of her up and threw it in the trash.
When you do something on the internet and it reflects very badly on you, it can ruin your life. I feel like I made an honest mistake. But if I could go back and